This is Caleb Smith. He's 18 years old, still in high school, and already facing the possibility of spending the rest of his life in prison.
I don't think you get it. You haven't even graduated high school and you're facing a life offense. So you tell me why, if you're just going to throw away your life, why I shouldn't just lock you up right now. You tell me why.
You will never do it.
I will never do it again.
Don't shake your head because you have no idea. You think you know too much. But I'm going to show you about what you do know.
This is so hard. I told him I was only messing up at work because of this. I'm trying to do the right thing.
Prosecutors say Caleb stole a car and brutally assaulted a random woman, leaving her with a broken nose, a chipped tooth, and multiple injuries. Just weeks after the attack, Caleb was released on bond. This first hearing is a bond hearing where Judge Simpson is supposed to decide whether Caleb should remain free while his case moves forward. But during that hearing, the judge learns Caleb has been smoking marijuana while already out on bond for a potential life sentence case. And that is when everything changes.
We'd ask Your Honor to keep the bond in place. This individual was charged originally as a juvenile. He spent 4 days in custody. He was released, and at the time it was dismissed and then it was recharged. We've been working with the detective in this matter, and we turned ourselves in. He has no prior criminal history of any sort. He is an A student at Huron High School. He is on a house arrest tether. His mother is in the courtroom or in the Zoom with Mr. Smith today. He is not a threat of committing any crimes. He is not a threat of leaving the jurisdiction. We would ask Your Honor to keep the bond in place. And there's been no bond violations. I don't believe he said something about marijuana.
Is he testing?
I can't recall, Caleb. Are you testing? I think he did test, but I don't know if he is testing presently.
Testing for what? Sorry.
Alcohol or drugs?
No. They're not testing me.
All right, young man. If I tell you to report to community corrections today to take a drug test, is it going to come back clean?
No.
What's going to show up?
It was from school. Just marijuana. That's it.
How old are you?
I just turned 18.
Yeah, that's a problem. Mr. Margolis, how fast can you and your client get down to the court?
1/2 an hour.
Okay, I'll pass the matter. We'll see you then.
Once Judge Simpson realizes Caleb has been smoking marijuana while out on bond, he orders Caleb and his public defender to appear in person in a case where the underlying charges already carry the possibility of life in prison. Judge Simpson has the authority to revoke bond entirely. That means this hearing could determine whether Caleb Smith remains free while fighting his case or is taken into custody knowing he may never walk free again.
So you don't listen to her, and you're not listening to me or the court. You just want to play by your own rules, don't you?
No, sir. No, I don't.
Because otherwise you wouldn't have done it last night. Young man, how old are you?
18 now.
When was your birthday?
December 21st, 2006. It's my birthday.
So we turned 18 as I told the court, it was charged originally in a juvenile matter, and then it was dismissed and they recharged as adult.
You understand, young man, that you are facing a life offense.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. And it's taken a lot for me to realize what position I am in, and
I don't think you get it. You found yourself in a position where maximum penalty is life or any term of years. Have you graduated high school?
No, sir.
No, you haven't even graduated high school and you're facing a life offense. And then somebody just gives you some simple rules to follow, some simple things not to do. And you can't do that. You can't follow your mother's rules. You can't follow the court's rules. You can't follow any rules. So you tell me why, if you're just going to throw away your life, why I shouldn't just lock you up right now.
No.
You tell me why.
Improving, sir. And
Improving how? You're smoking last night. Tell me how that's an improvement.
I do it. I'm gonna tell you, I usually like need to study or focus study, and it helps me focus while studying. I listen to music, and I honestly like no harm for it, and
You will never do it.
I would never do it again. Like it's I can quit whenever I'm not addicted to it or anything. I just like it because it helped me study.
Great.
I got good. My grades are improved now. Back since I've been out. I've been having
Did you tell your mother you needed something to help you study?
I said I prefer. I actually.
Did you tell your mother that?
No. No, sir.
Because you're just so grown, you took it on your own.
Sorry. I was trying to do things on my own, and clearly I messed up. And this just shows that I need my mother to supervise me and to.
You're not listening to her. I don't, and I'll be honest with you, I went through the bond form, Mr. McGoes. I don't understand how he has a PR bond. I don't.
So the family would not be able to make a high cash bond or a significant money bond. He came to the court with no prior history of any misconduct. He is high school senior, on track to graduate. I explained to the magistrate how the family has all come together to take care of this, help assist this young man through this time. He's on a tether, on house arrest. All he is able to do is go to school and church. And I believe those are the two places that he's gone to.
Yeah, those are two places that I've only been.
He is not a risk of committing any offenses, not a risk of.
Yes, he is.
Any.
Because he did it already.
It's possible, and not to excuse anything here, Judge, but it's possible that I didn't explain the conditions sufficiently to this young man.
How's that feel with your sword in your chest?
I don't think I understand the court.
I don't mind attorneys falling on the sword for their client,
Thank
but
you.
this young man is not listening. He is not. He is just going to decide to do things his way. And I think his problem is he's running to the wrong judge to try to do stuff his own way.
With a possible life sentence hanging over him, 18-year-old Caleb Smith can't rely on his attorney to speak for him anymore. At this point, Judge Simpson isn't listening for rehearsed apologies or legal phrasing. He's watching to see whether Caleb takes a real responsibility or whether he's simply repeating what he's been coached to say. Understood, Judge.
Understood, Judge. I would suggest that perhaps if he were to test regularly and prove to Your Honor that he does respect the court, does understand what he needs to do.
You know, Mr. Margolis, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No worries.
It's almost not so much about respecting the court, although I do require that. But you know, I'm sitting up there watching on the Zoom screen, and I see his mom just standing beside her child. And it's the fact that you don't respect her that is really irritating me. And because of that, you're not even doing the things to respect yourself. You're an 18-year-old kid up here facing life for what? And again, I don't know your mom, but you got these charges come up. You got your mom scared to death.
Your Honor would like to speak with her. She'd be more than happy to talk to the court.
I'll tell you what, I'll hear from mom on my exam.
Your Honor, and I probably mentioned this already, but he's in his last semester. My concern is that if he's detained for long.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I know Your Honor knows.
I know.
I just wanted to put that out there. And he,
You know what? If I don't care about his education, about his life, what if he doesn't care? Why should I?
I think he does care. I think he's just made some mistakes, and
He's
improved.
not listening.
He's never talked to you before,
Oh, I can tell.
meaning he's listening to you, Judge.
Mom, is there anything you want to say? I know this is not. Excuse me one moment. State your name.
Nicole Barrow.
All right. What do you
Thank
want?
Um,
What do you want to tell me?
I know most moms will say that they have like a good kid and they give you this long spiel and then they do something bad and they're like, oh no, you should believe it. But when I tell you, like, I'm in shock, utter shock. He was really a good kid and still is. I did not know. I knew he had a vape, but it wasn't marijuana. And I did tell him it was bad for his lungs. Prior to that, he was my only child that I knew for sure was going somewhere. He's never smoked, never been in any trouble. Him and his brother had started a business where they were selling hoodies in school. He would even be the one, helping me around the house. He's got a brother 16 months apart from him. I moved up to Ann Arbor 8 years ago so that he could go to a baccalaureate school because my two oldest children went to Cass Tech. His older brother went to Eastern and somebody laced his weed and sent him on a trip. By the grace of God, he came back. He's got a degree now. He's going to U of M this fall for software engineering. He even got a STEM scholarship. So that was the example that I was showing my younger children. Don't smoke weed. Don't hang out with these kids. Started hanging with some new kids that were older than him in college. And then I think turning 18, he thought he could,
Just
be
thought he was grown.
rebellious and grown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not knowing. I just ask that the court show mercy, and I know this isn't something light or to be taken lightly. The charges that he's facing, we don't consider it lightly. We come from a good background. Our family, civil rights activists. I don't know if you ever heard of Willie Barrow, my aunt.
Yes.
Joe Lewis, my great uncle. I'm doing well at Blue Cross. I'm making a name for myself with the CEO. I'm back in school.
Ma'am,
So he comes
let
from
me
a good
stop
family.
you.
I'm sorry.
I do not doubt that at all.
Yeah. So this is hard.
I do not doubt that you as a mom have tried to do everything within your power to give him the tools and everything else so he could succeed.
Caleb's mother speaks on his character, one of the most powerful tools the defense has at this stage. She points to his grades, his involvement in church, and his acceptance into a STEM program, all meant to show the judge who Caleb was before the crime. And it only matters if Judge Simpson believes that version of Caleb is the one standing in front of him now.
So understand any decision that I make, it's no reflection on you.
Sure. I understand.
But what I also understand is I've been doing this long enough to realize if he keeps getting away with this stuff, he's either going to end up in prison or in a casket. Don't shake your head because you have no idea. You think you know too much, but I'm going to show you about what you do know. Mom, is there anything else you want to tell me?
He thought marijuana was legal and he could do that. And then they didn't tell us the probation. I know it's wrong, but they didn't give us restrictions or to anything to him. And I think he didn't know it because that's what he said coming in. If that, I know it's not helpful. I
got you.
I thank you for allowing me.
His bond conditions are what his bond conditions are. I understand they may not have told him, but you told him.
Yeah,
He knew.
I did. And I just asked if you do make a bond, can you make it affordable for me? It's just me. And then I've been missing work already. I've missed almost a month. They're on me. I got to go meet with my HR on Monday about my job. This is so hard. And I told him I was only messing up at work because of this. I think I handle it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No,
so
do
sorry.
not apologize.
I'm so sorry.
What time's your appointment on Monday?
In the morning when I go to work at 8 a.m. I work in Medicare Advantage out of the Blue Cross. It'll be 2 years in May.
What time do you get out of work?
4:30. You're right.
All right. Okay. Anything else from either side before I do what I'm going to do?
Your Honor, the people's original request was for $25,000. That was before the people were aware of the new violation with the marijuana. This time, people will be requesting refunded. I did just want to again emphasize the severe injuries and assault that occurred on one of the victims here with the broken nose, chipped tooth. She was bitten her hand. She was trying to fight the defendant for control of the car keys. I think remand is appropriate at this time.
The prosecutor responds by bringing the focus back to the crime itself. He reminds the court of what Caleb Smith is actually accused of: a violent carjacking and an assault that left a stranger seriously injured. With that, the character testimony fades into the background and Judge Simpson is left to decide which version of Caleb Smith carries more weight.
I have nothing additional to add, Judge. This isn't the time to talk about the facts. We do have compelling defense to this case, but I'm not going to get into them now. This is a first offense, first charge of the lifetime for this young man. The family does not have money to pay a high bond. I would, if Your Honor was going to change the bond, I would suggest something in the range of 10 to 25,000, 10% if possible.
But if I make it higher than that, then the family doesn't have it. And then he doesn't graduate.
Correct.
And everything's a mess.
Correct.
Hey, man, anything you want to say?
Me. I just want to say that I do learn from my mistakes. I'm getting closer to God. I know I do look at my mistakes and I know it impacts my family and I know it impacts my mother and it really breaks my heart. I've been improving. I've been improving in school, my business. I'm helping opening up a business today actually for pregnant women for a pregnancy pillow. Like I'm trying to like do the right thing and I won't smoke again. That's no problem for me to not smoke again. I won't, like, other than that, like I've been following my probation rules. I've been texting my probation officer. I've not committed any other violations. I've been going to school on time. And I really apologize to the court. I'm sorry. I apologize to you. And that's it.
You know something? So I'm sitting there listening to your mother. And man, understand something. You will never, ever possess the right to break her heart. You just don't have that right. Normally, and the easy thing for me to do is to accede to the people's request. If I accede to the people's request, you're not out. You don't graduate. Everything becomes a whole mess. But it also seems that if I let you out, you can't seem to follow the rules or do anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about it. And I'm going to decide what I want to do. But you're not leaving here today, Mr. Allen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to revoke your bond. You sit there and you think about it. I'm going to set a bond hearing 4 o'clock on Monday, 4 p.m. I'm setting 4 p.m. so you can get into the building. Ma'am, you get to work. You get here. We'll be here. We'll wait for you. Okay? We'll finally have somebody that's waiting on you as opposed to you waiting on everybody else and everything falling through. But what you're going to do, young man, since you can't seem to understand what kind of life you're kind of headed to, you ever been in jail?
Yeah.
For how long?
They put me in here for 4 days.
On this case, Judge.
Well, you're going to be back in. And then will come Monday, you might just stay in. You have nobody to blame for this but you. So at this time, defendant is remanded.
Caleb is now taken into custody for the weekend while Judge Simpson considers his decision. When court resumes, the judge will decide whether Caleb spends graduation week behind bars or is released just days before one of the biggest moments of his life.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, I'm in the courtroom today with my client's mother, Nicole Barrow, his brother, Uncle Gino's in the courtroom, as well as Gino Jr., as well as Raymond Spears.
Okay, you just gave me three. I have no idea who that Gino
Yeah. Reno. And Raymond Spears is his old football coach. They're all here in support of young Mr. Smith. Your Honor, we were here last Thursday and it was a PCC, Your Honor, requested, asked the people requested to amend the bond and change it from a PR bond. We discussed it a little bit, and then Your Honor asked Mr. Smith whether he had been using marijuana, and he honestly said that he was, and Your Honor revoked his bond. We're here today.
Well, it was kind of like that. I asked him would he pass a drug test.
Correct. Thank you, Judge. To remind the court, this is young Mr. Smith's first criminal charges lifetime. He has a perfect record at school. He was on his way to 4.0 grades until last semester when his grades declined. It is no coincidence that he has now, that's when his problems with the law began. He was not attending his duties at school. He was sort of hanging out with the wrong crowd, not to justify or offer an excuse. But here we are today. It was charged originally, this case that is in front of us was charged in juvenile court. He spent 4 days in custody. After that, he was released from custody. We went in front of the juvenile court judge and the case was dismissed, and then he was charged in adult court. The charges are very serious. I can approach and we can discuss a little bit about the biggest charge if Your Honor would like to hear. I believe he has there are compelling defenses to that. The short of it is we're seeking to have him placed back on his house arrest tether, so he can go to school, so he can go to church, so he can do the right thing and be around his family and have the support of his family and handle these cases on all fours. He is presumed innocent. This is a good young man. I have faith in this young man, and I'm here for the duration.
Anything from the people?
Your Honor, people already stated their position on Thursday. The only thing that I have to add from that previous argument is that I do have some concerns being released under the same or similar conditions as before of the GPS tether with allowances for church and school. I believe the defendant stated at the last hearing that he got the marijuana from school. And so I'm concerned about releasing him and then putting him back in the same environment where he got the marijuana that led to this violation in the first place. Thank you.
I would just suggest the court may, if Your Honor was inclined to reconsider, may institute a testing regimen would be something this young man should be responsible to and could handle.
Well, and I appreciate what the people are saying. The other issue in this one has plagued me since I put him in, and those of you that know me know that it would, and that is that if he stays incarcerated, maybe that might be the right decision for most. What I then know is he doesn't graduate. And then at the end of it all, I don't know what we have. That's the bottom line to it. Young man, what? So when you spent the 4 days before, that was in a juvenile facility?
No, it was here in a holding cell.
They didn't, for some reason, they weren't able to hold him in the juvenile facility, Judge.
So what have you been thinking about?
Like recently?
Well, you got locked up on Thursday. Now, unless your mind shut down, what have you been thinking about?
I've been thinking about first how right you were, and that I did learn my lesson, and that my actions do have consequences, and then this is a very serious matter, and that I do not want to be here, and not, it's more like this place shows me that I'm not like supposed to be here, and that
what you were telling me earlier today.
Mm-hmm. And that I've been thinking about, going to school. I've been thinking about graduating to go to college. I've been thinking about my relationship with God and that how I can become a better person, and that sorry, Your Honor. And pretty much like how I can improve myself as a better person. And that's what I've been practicing while I've been there. And so I can, when I'm out, I can become a better person, show you not with just my words, but with my actions.
Why are your grades slipping?
Well,
Because see, here's the thing. If I were to reinstate your bond, put you back out there, problem's going to be is that if you're failing out of school, my major motivation for even giving you that opportunity isn't there.
Your grades.
okay, yeah. Well, yeah. So, ever since I've been out, my grades has been improving. I have screenshots to prove that I have A pluses right now. My lowest grade right now is a C. I believe a C.
In what?
A C in 1 second, Your Honor. I'm trying to think. I have an A plus in accounting too. A C in newspaper. It's a newspaper entertainment. I had to miss an assignment that I haven't turned in.
What should your grades be?
All A pluses, Your Honor. Or at least passing. Or not at least passing, but A's and B's. But I'm shooting for all A's.
Then you shouldn't even be thinking, there shouldn't even be a C on any. Mom, anything you want to say?
Please step up.
You have to stay right there.
Thank you. I have time as a counseling for ThriveWorks in Ann Arbor for not just him, but for family. Also, I looked into him being into a mentorship program. Along with his football coach, started a program called Pathways Careers to Careers. And he said he'd be willing to mentor him along with his older brother who's starting U of M in the fall for software engineering, and his uncle. I got them in their lives. And then now I have more time off from work to be able to, they understand what's going on, to be able to get them on the right track.
You're hanging around a bunch of grown men. Maybe.
Yes.
Right?
It was a mistake.
So when you went to jail, did you feel grown? Because I can there's a whole lot of grown folks back there if that's what you want to be. You know something? Do you remember what I told you about respect on Thursday? Or did your head just shut off at some point?
No, I remember, Your Honor.
What did I tell you?
Tell me respect. It's like, oh, sorry. Yeah. You told me to respect my mother, and that if I can't respect my mother or the court, then that's a problem. And I do remember, Your Honor. And I would like to say that I am like these 4 days, it may seem little, but it was a lot to me. And I really like had time to think about it and on respect and the lengths that my mother is going for me. And the least I can do is to respect her to my full extent.
You know what's funny? I mean, I hear you, and to the extent you can understand it, you understand it, but you're never, until you are one, going to ever understand the sacrifice of a parent. You're just not, you're not going to get it. Because I don't know if you slept while you were there, but she probably hasn't slept the moment I put you back there. But I've been doing this a long time, and I figure somebody that can't respect their mother, you know, probably shouldn't be out there walking around and doing anything. Your school on a 4-point schedule?
Sorry, I don't understand.
What's the highest grade point you can get? 4 or 5 or 4?
I think 4.0. 4.0 is the highest you can get.
I'm going to reinstate this previous bond with the conditions that you are to test 3 times per week. Anything show up in your system, young man, you're going back. I'm not having a bond here. I'm just going to revoke. You are also, to work your way, I want to see a 3.5 grade point average or above. You hear me?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
So if this case is still before me and as you approach graduation and you're not near that 3.5, you know where you're going to go? Right back. Because what that just tells me, you're not applying yourself. Is there anything you're unclear about?
No, no.
You understand very clearly, I hope, that this is not a game.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
All right. To the extent you think it's a game, you don't want to play that with me. We clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
As of January 16th, 2025, Caleb Smith case outcome months later has kept his word and stayed out of trouble. He was released, complied with the court's conditions, and ultimately graduated on time alongside his classmates. Caleb Smith, the question now is whether Judge Simpson made the right call, allowing Caleb Smith back into the community despite the seriousness of the charges he's facing. Let us know what you think in the comments.